Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's last week's WWE Friday Night Smackdown for November 29th, 2013. And this one starts off with Randy Orton coming out. He's doing an interview with Renee Young, and she asks him about the Big Show punching him in the face, and Randy Orton says that Big Show never knocked him out. He's got an iron jaw, and he was simply playing possum, which is, of course, strategy. And I thought that was pretty funny. Orton did a good job here. Then she asked him about John Cena and if he's threatened by him, and Orton just leaves. Backstage, Titus O'Neil and the Great Khali are having an eating contest. Then we get Mark Henry versus Curtis Axel. Ryback and Big E are on the outside. They kind of do some shenanigans between those two. Mark Henry hits the World's Strongest Slam on Curtis Axel for the win. It was pretty boring. And backstage, Brodus Clay comes up to Xavier Woods, and he says, "I told you you could use the music and the Funkadactyls, but I never said you could steal them." And he pushes him, calls him a rookie, says he's a main event player. I don't know what universe Brodus Clay is living in that he's a main event player, but I guess this is going to lead to a Brodus Clay versus Xavier Woods feud that no one wants to see. Titus O'Neil wins the eating contest, and Vicky tells him that his reward is a match against Antonio Cesaro later on. Then we get Los Matadores and the Bull versus 3MB. I have no words for this. Yes, it's Los Matadores versus 3MB again. Los Matadores, they win with the thing, and whatever. It was boring. Then we get Tons of Funk versus Xavier Woods and R-Truth. Brodus Clay beats Xavier Woods with a splash from the second rope, and it's obvious they're teasing a Brodus Clay heel turn, but he's still out there dancing around like a goofball, so I don't know how effective it's going to be, but I would definitely prefer a monster heel Brodus Clay to the Funkasaurus, and I'm sure in the future he's going to turn on Tensai. CM Punk cuts a promo saying he hasn't seen Daniel Bryan since the Wyatt family carried him off on Raw, and he's going to get to the bottom of why the Shield attacked him. Then we get a promo from Bray Wyatt, and he says that Daniel Bryan will emerge a monster. I have no idea what's going on with that. But then we get Titus O'Neil versus Antonio Cesaro. And the story here is that Titus O'Neil just ate all that food, so Cesaro does the big swing, and Darren Young runs in to break up the match and disqualifies Titus O'Neil. And then Titus O'Neil is sick from being spun around, so he pukes in JBL's hat, then puts the hat on Michael Cole, then he pukes on Zeb Coulter. I don't know how they did this. I mean, obviously the guy was out there puking all over the place, and you could hear them playing these like vomiting sound effects. But I assume he just ate something, like put something in his mouth, and it was just made his spit look like vomit or something. I have no idea, but it was pretty disgusting, and it was definitely some wrestle crap bullshit. It was right up there with like the gobbledygooker. Just very cheesy stuff here. And then we see the WWE Shop team this week is the cast of Total Divas. And yeah, that was pretty much it. It's been an incredibly boring show. Finally, a watchable match on this show. It's the Rhodes Brothers versus Rollins and Reigns. Dean Ambrose is on commentary. I thought he did a good job with that. And during this match, Roman Reigns gets his eye cut open, like under his eye. So he's bleeding a little bit, and then when Cody Rhodes is facing off with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns kind of disappears for a little bit, and then when he comes back, the blood's gone, so they like cleaned him up, which was really lame. But this was really good stuff here. Eventually, Cody hits Rollins with the Crossroads. Ambrose runs in and breaks up the match. So CM Punk runs out with a chair, and the Shield leaves the ring. And then Vicky Guerrero comes on the Titantron and says the match is going to be restarted. It's now a 6-man tag match. And during this, the Wyatt family comes out. They attack the Rhodes brothers, which causes the Usos to run out along with Rey Mysterio. Vicky comes out again and turns into a 12-man tag match. This was awesome. This was definitely a surprise. So we get a 12-man tag match for the main event, and this was also good. And the finish of the match, sadly, is Eric Rowan selling a Hurricane Rana and 619 from Rey Mysterio. Did not care for that. Then Punk hits him with the GTS for the win, and that was the end of the show. My problem with the show this week is it felt really lazy. The main event was great and got a ton of time, if you count all 3 parts of it. That definitely saved the show. But the first half of the show was just really unnecessary. And the difference between this Thanksgiving show and TNA's is I kind of gave TNA a pass this week. Or last week, rather. Because their show aired on Thanksgiving. They knew they were going to do a bad rating. So you kind of give them a pass. It was more of a goofy Thanksgiving holiday episode. This is the day after Thanksgiving. It's over now. So I feel like they were using the whole Thanksgiving gimmick as a way to put some lazy ass shit out there. Just some bad booking. You got the Titus O'Neil stuff, and they didn't really put a lot of effort into the show. But the main event definitely delivered. I really like that. So I would have to say this was really just an average show. The only redeeming thing was the main event. Everything else was just straight ass. But anyways, that's my review of the show. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments, and thanks for watching.